Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Pure Farming 2018. We were trying last week to get the hired help to work in the fields, and it didn't work in that field, and then we weren't able to go and buy the field that is over that end. There's a field over there. We weren't able to buy that field, it wouldn't let us for some strange reason, and we weren't quite sure why. So we are today going to, let's go to that one. How do I go to that one? I do it like that, press enter. Let's try that. Okay, so yes, we've got our tractor over here. Now we did a job over here on this part of the map, and that worked out quite well. We were able to do that job. We've got another job down there, which is that one. Barley harvest, reward 10,000 euros, which is a nice chunk of money, but I suspect it's not going to work out very well for us. We'll go and take a look, and we'll sort of see if it's going to be worth doing. However, I get the sneaky suspicion that it's absolutely not going to be worth doing at all, and we're going to wish that we had never started it if we try to take it. And I think I'm going entirely in the wrong direction. No, I'm not. I'm going in the right direction. So we will head down to this bloke. We want to drive down around here. And he's just the other side over here, and we'll see if we can do it. Once we've done that, we'll probably just fast forward time so that the crop that we planted will grow, and then we can sort of see what we want to do after that. Now, do I need to... It's whether or not I've got to use my own combine to do this job. If I've got to use my own combine to do it... I need to catch a plane to Colombia. Business, you know how it is. I have a task for you. Could you harvest the barley from my field? Time to complete task 3 hours. Transport the crops to grain silo number 2. Harvest the bar. No, I don't think... I reckon we'd have to use our own combine, and I very much doubt we'd actually be able to use the hired help. We haven't been able to use the hired help yet, which makes me think that we wouldn't be able to for this quest either. Don't really want to do that. So... the other option is to go back to the field that we were working on, but we want to fast forward time a bit so that we can get the growth to grow. And then once the growth has grown, we can then harvest that new field, and we can take the crops to the granary that we need to do. So it's over there. Transport 8,000 kilos of wheat, so 8 tons of wheat to the granary. And that should be simple enough. We've just got to actually go to the field. Where is our field? We are here. Oh, yeah, we want to go up there. We want to go straight down here. It's this field right here that is got the actual crop. So we'll head off down that way. And then we want to get the combine out to the field so that it's ready to go. And after that, it should be easy. Everything should be all tickety-boo, simple and easy to do. So we're going to come forward to the edge of the field. We're not going to go right over to the edge, because there was some big chunks that we missed, but we didn't sort of worry about that too much. And we'll see if we can... fast forward a bit. So L is fast forward time. There we go. 6, 12 times. You can see up in the top left hand corner the times for the speed. So 60 times speed, 120 times speed. It is now ticking through the day. 600 times. 600 is as fast as we can go. So at least 600 times is faster than we can do in Farming Simulator, which is 120 times speed. That's the maximum on there. I'm just going to wait here a minute, and we're going to see if we get any growth stage come along quite quickly on it. If it's like periodic growth at random times, or if it's going to be more along the lines of it only grows at midnight. I'm not quite sure which way round it's going to be yet. It'd be interesting to see that one. So we're up to 1800 in the evening, so just gone 6 now. And darkness is falling. Where's our lights? We should have lights on here. Turn lights on. Oh, it's 1 for lights. There we go. There we go. We've got 3 stages of light on here. It's not the brightest of lights. Let's go forward a bit more. Maybe I can see a bit more. Stop there. If I climb out of the vehicle... oh, the lights still stay on. Well, that at least is a bonus. It's looking like it's ploughed rather than sowed. Sure if I should be concerned about that. Have I got a light myself? Have I got a torch? Do I have a torch? I don't think I do, no. Okay, so... oh, there we go. We've just had some growth. Right. Well, we'll leave the growth going. We'll just leave that exactly as it is. And we are going to go through our machines like this. And we're going to get our combine and we're going to bring it out to the field so that it is all ready. I can see the growth of the field in front of me has not changed very much overnight, but we are now 10 o'clock on the following day. I don't know how long it takes to grow a field. It doesn't seem to take... Well, it doesn't seem to be, like, super fast, so it's not like a single day is going to grow the entire field for us, but how much it's going to take, I'm not quite sure. We'll find out fairly soon. Just wing this one round. I reckon that we're going to have to go through another day, another 24 hours, and then it'll be ready. So we just bring this combine over here. I'm going to get it so that it is lined up and ready, and then we'll be able to start it once it's once the harvest is ready to go. I suspect that we're not going to easily be able to use things like hired help in this map, because this is the starting one, and this is like trying to teach us how to do everything. I have a strong suspicion that in order to be able to use the hired help, we're going to have to switch from here and go into the free farming modes. If that is the case, we will start that next week. I'm not just going to keep doing this smaller stuff and doing it all ourselves. We'd like, if we can set the hired help going, then we can go off and do other things while it works on the fields for us. Well, now it's raining. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and the crop is starting to look a little bit closer towards done. It's very, very dull here while it's raining. I'm wondering if the combine will wash off at all while it's sitting here in the pouring rain. Doesn't look, well, at the moment it doesn't look like it's going to clean up at all. Probably would have been better if we'd given a bit of a hose off before we brought it out here, because I mean we've been sat here with the combine for 2 days now and nothing has changed. But hopefully in the morning it will have stopped raining and the sun will come out, dry us out, dry the crop out. Everything will be wonderful and tickety-boo, and we can take our 8,000 kilos of wheat over to the granary. There we go. It's just come ripe. At midnight, it switched to ripe. I think it's midnight that it has been changing over each time, although I'm not entirely 100% certain. I haven't really been paying much attention to the time when it switched over, or I realised the crop had changed ever so slightly, and I didn't sort of pay full attention to the actual time that it did the switch over. Anyway, none of that particularly matters. We're going to wait until we've got enough light that we can see what we're doing properly here. So we do want daytime to come out fairly well. And then once daytime has got here, I did turn the graphics settings down just a little bit in the vain hope that I could stop it from doing that sort of catching thing that it's doing. But yeah, see, look at that. It's as I move and do anything, it seems to sort of stop and catch, and it seems like it keeps doing this. It's this strange thing where it's struggling to render what's going on in the background. I just changed a few of the settings. I'm going to do it again. I think we've gone far enough into the day. So if I slow that right down to 1x speed, and let me just go back to the graphic settings a minute. I've put the shadow quality down to low and the grass density down to medium. We'll see what that does. There we go. All changes have been saved. Let's see what that does for it, whether that's going to keep the... No, it's still doing it, and it's doing it just exactly the same as it was before. Shadows usually cause more problems than most other things, because it basically is a whole load of... It's like an extra layer that it's got to render. It's still doing it. Maybe not quite as bad as it was. We'll see. Let's get into here, and so we want to turn the... move the device down, pipe movement, no... so we've got E, R, F, X, Z, and G. Turn the harvesting mechanism on. Work would be F. Would get that one going. Detach front device. Move the device down for X. There we go. That's all moved in. Right, now I start moving. So that bit's working. It's going across the field. But there appears to be no option for hired help. Still no option for hired help. I can put a cruise control speed going on here, but there's nothing here to allow me to take some hired help to help us with this particular task. I mean, I didn't honestly think that there would be, all things considered. You know, everything else we've had in the game so far, we've not been able to do anything like that, so I'm not expecting it for this particular one, mainly because it's like a mission task that we're doing. Toggle controls is F6. Change radio station. Well, I don't have the radio on at the moment anyway. I turned the music way down just in case it was going to cause me any issues with copyright. Just in case. You do occasionally get music score in game will cause you all sorts of copyright issues. So bring that one in round. Back it up a little bit and we'll carry on again. So I'm going to do once around the outside of the field and then I'll start working up and down, I think. Once around the field is going to give us around about 1,500 kilos. We need 8 ton altogether in order to be able to do this, so we've got a little bit still to go. I'm hoping that we've got enough in the field to be able to actually do this quest, because if it turns out at the end of all this that we don't have enough grown wheat in order to complete this quest, I am going to be bitterly, bitterly disappointed. There is going to be no end to my absolute disgust and disappointment that we've been able to complete all the other stages, but not actually able to get the full yield off of this field in order to complete the quest. I don't think that's going to happen, though, and we're looking at almost 2 tons now, but, well, we'll probably reach 2 ton before we reach the end of the field. Just, well, it is a little bit under, but it's close enough. It's close enough to be good enough for me. I'm going to keep the cruise control, I think, and I'm just going to bring that one in around there like that. Remaining crops, 71%. So I'll bring that one up there, and we'll just work around in a loop. I'll get down to the end here, and I'll unload into the trailer, and then we'll start working in a little bit of a loop around here until we've got all of the crop that we actually need to complete this quest. I'm not going to finish combining the field. If we've got enough, then we've got enough. Right, pipe movement. Oh yeah, I got to do it like that, haven't I? Press and hold Z and then move the thingy out. Let's bring that back round. If I turn the harvesting mechanism off, I think it goes a bit faster, doesn't it? Not that it really matters. We'll bring that one out this way and we'll put it over the trailer. The trailer already contains a resource of a different type. Oh, that's just great. How are you containing a resource of a different type? There's nothing in it. Oh, it's got 25 kilos. It's got 25 kilos of pears. How am I supposed to get rid of 25 kilos of pears? I thought we'd gotten rid of those. Is there a way to force tip it? Just want to tip. I didn't realise we had them in there. That is more than a little bit inconvenient. So where are we supposed to put these? Hang on. We need to look at the map a minute, and we need to see if there's somewhere that we can sell it. I don't think we've got somewhere that we can store it ourselves. There is that one there, which is... Oh, that says your property. Apples, pear... Oh, so I need to go all the way back over there, and I need to tip it in that one. So I got to drive all the way back over here and tip 25 kilos of pears in there, because I wasn't paying proper attention and didn't realise that we had pears in the trailer still. And then when I've done that, we can come back and we can unload the combine. Right, let's stop there. And I press H to drop 25 kilos of pears. Just like that. And now we can take it back over and we can go and actually unload this combine. And then when we've unloaded the combine, we can carry on. We've got about 2,200 kilos on board the combine. So we're going to need, well, 4 loads will easily do it. I can't remember how much we can take in this trailer, though. I think this trailer is 8 ton in total. If the trailer's 8 ton, that's perfect. We just want one exact trailer full, but I don't remember what it is. Oh, hang on. Metaltech DB8000 does suggest that it might be 8,000 kilos that can go in here. Let's just go over and we'll pull up underneath that combine spout right there. Fortunately, we've got a nice low tractor and a low trailer, so there's no danger of us walloping the side of the spout, which is not something you want to do. I always used to be a bit more nervous about these types of combines here. The ones where the spout comes up from the middle and then goes up at an angle. You're always a bit more nervous. Why does it keep doing that? It keeps... There, look. I didn't even move the camera then, and it's moving the view around. Every time the game sort of catches slightly, it moves the view all the way around, not in the direction that you want it to go either. It's getting very, very frustrating, that is. I've dialed settings down. There is no reason that we shouldn't be able to... keep it running. There's no reason that my computer shouldn't be able to run this. There's absolutely no reason at all. So I'm not really sure why it's doing it. Whether there's a setting I've got somewhere that is wrong. And I mean, that would make a lot of sense. There's a setting somewhere in here that I haven't quite got right. Right, I want to move the device down. I want to turn the device on in a minute. Takes a little while for it to figure out what it's doing. Work. F. There we go. Right, we've figured out what we're doing. And now we can start working, and then you press shift, and that engages the cruise control at the speed you're at, and then slows it down ever so slightly. That's another thing that is off as far as this game is concerned at the moment for me, is the fact that cruise control it slows you down slightly when you put the cruise control on compared to just manually holding your finger on the key. So it's basically the game is penalizing you for engaging cruise control. And that, I think, is, I don't know, it feels childish and petty, I've got to be honest. It really does, because there's no reason to penalize you at all for using a cruise control when you're actually working on the field, because it's not like I've even got a hired help that's doing anything. It's me that's doing it, but because I've chosen to engage cruise control rather than just keeping my finger pressed on a button, I now have to operate slightly slower than I would if I kept my finger pressed on that button at all times. That is, yeah, that's the sort of gameplay mechanic that causes, well, it's certainly, I can't speak for everybody, but that is definitely the sort of gameplay mechanic that causes me to quickly lose interest in the game. So I really hope that is another thing that is addressed sooner rather than later. There's a few of those, there's these little gameplay things in this game at the moment that becoming annoyances. As I'm playing it, I'm noticing it's just little tiny details that I'm noticing more and more and more that are slightly unpleasant to, like, for the feel of the game. I mean, I like that the game overall has got promise. There's a lot of things that we can do in the game, and there's a lot of, like, different options and stuff, and I like the fact that we've got so many, there does appear to be quite a lot of different aspects of farming that are covered. I especially love the fact that we're going to get to do rice planting and things like that in Japan. I've mentioned that before. I really, really love the fact that we're going to be able to go and do that. But there's some things in the game at the moment that are, I don't know. It's little quality of life things. That's what you call them. It's quality of life aspects of playing the game that seem to be missing, or seem to have been designed in such a way as to penalize you for using certain quality of life things. And like this cruise control, the cruise control for me is a big issue, because when we were preparing this field, we were planting it, we were plowing it, we cultivated it, we've done, actually we didn't cultivate, we just planted straight in after plowing, but anyway, we done all that work to the field, and throughout working in the field, if you kept your finger on the button to move your tractor forward, if you kept your finger on W to move your tractor forward at all times, then it would go along at full speed. As soon as you engaged the cruise control, it would ease off of full speed, and it would knock you back down by a couple kilometers an hour, which, if you're going along at top speed, that's fine. But if you're going along at like 6k and it drops you down to 5k, that's a significant difference. So you are taking a significant time penalty just for using cruise control, and that is something that I particularly didn't like. That was one thing that I noticed quite early on with playing this game, and it still hasn't changed. It's still doing exactly that same thing, and it's something that I'm finding more and more frustrating the longer we play this game. So I'm not going to, once we've done this little quest here, if I'm not able to start using hired help on any of the fields, I'm going to stop playing this map. I will move from here and we will go to the free farming, and we will look at the other maps, and we will do it so that we can actually use the hired help. So this whole issue with the cruise control is not going to be quite so much of an issue. It is still going to be an issue, because we're still going to, you get penalized for cruise control whatever you're driving on. If we go on the road, you set cruise control and it immediately knocks back from full speed. If it doesn't matter what you're doing or where you are, cruise control slows you down, which means that you've got to keep your finger pressed on the button. And if you're doing a lot of driving, that means you've got to continuously hold your finger on a button for as long as you're playing. And I used to play World of Warcraft well, you know that I've played a lot of World of Warcraft, and when I started playing World of Warcraft, I didn't realise there was an auto-run feature. And so I used to keep my finger on the W key in order to run. And if you've ever played a game where there wasn't any kind of auto-run and you've just had to do it yourself, you probably know that after a while, it's really, really irritating, and it can be enough to make you stop wanting to play the game. And World of Warcraft was like that for me. I very nearly actually stopped playing it until I realised that there was actually an auto-run feature on the game, and yeah, all was well with the world after I realised that one. But it did come close to me not playing that game. Why am I going at... Why is my timescale running at 60? I never put it up to 60. I thought it was getting dark here. The timescale has been running along at 60 for quite a while, and I thought it seems to be getting dark. But no, it hasn't been getting dark. It's just that the timescale's been moving up. And I never pressed that button. I did not press the button to increase the timescale. So why did it do it? Something has happened here to cause that to happen. And I can't figure out what it was. Oh, I know what it was. When I was driving the tractor over to empty out the pears, I was trying to turn the lights off on it. And I wasn't looking at the bit that we've got here on the side that shows you the controls. It's lights is key number 1. No, I was pressing L for lights, and I must have pressed it a couple of times. And that's caused the time to fast forward a bit. And that is why it's done what it's done. Right. Well, at least we've explained that little bit. So that was... I didn't actually expect that. Yeah. Right, well, that was entirely my fault. I wonder if I can fast forward through the night. Do we have any kind of crop withering mechanic in the game? This could be interesting to find out. Of course, if I do get a crop withering mechanic engage, it does mean that we're going to lose everything that we have picked up here so far. And I'm not sure that's something we want to do. I'm not sure that we want to actually have everything wither away so that we were not able to do it. We were not able to complete this mission. I'm torn now. I'm genuinely torn. Do I do it or do I leave it? I don't know. I can't quite make my mind up on this. We'll get down to the end here and we will empty it. I'll tell you what. We'll get down to the end. We'll empty it out because I don't mind stopping this. If it means that we can't complete it, I don't mind stopping the map. I will go and we will start working on some of the other stuff, and we can start looking at some of the other things. So let's just fast forward it as fast as we can. We get through the night, and then once we've gotten through the night, we will be able to do some of the other some of the other maps, some of the other crops and stuff. Because there's some... What do we got? We've got... I think it's grapes. I don't think it's olives. I think it's grapes rather than olives in Italy. So that you've got that type of farming to do. And then we've got the orchards here in this one, which we've already taken a little bit of a look at. We've seen the orchard sprayer. And we've also got elsewhere... I can't actually remember what the other one is that we've got. There is another one that we've got. Well, the rice in Japan. It's definitely the rice in Japan. That one for me is a particularly important one. You just move that back in, yeah. Well, so far we haven't had everything wither. I'm assuming this is a good thing. Achievement unlocked. Night harvest. That's up on the Steam overlay for me, so you may not have seen that one. And we come down, and I reckon we're only going to need a single pass across the field, 300 kilos or so. I'll go back up again, and we'll do one more pass up across the field, and I reckon that's all we're going to need to be able to completely complete this harvest. Not actually do the harvest, but completely complete the quest, so that it's saying quest finished, quest completed, and you don't need to worry about it anymore. Now then, if I press K, that'll slow time down, so we're 10:30 in the morning. It's reasonably light. We can see what we're doing. This is another... well, I have mentioned this before. I'm not overly keen on the amount of time it takes for it to properly brighten up here. I mean, it's 10:30, and it still doesn't feel... No, it's doing that whole camera thing. Still doesn't feel fully bright for the day at 10:30 in the morning, and that does seem a little bit peculiar. We bring that one round. Turn the harvest mechanism off. If I press that one, press and hold Z to bring that one out, and then I will stop working. And I also want to lift the header up, like that. There we go. Bring that round, and that should unload into that trailer and finish putting the 8 tons in there. Okay. Says the container's been emptied. I should have 8 tons in this trailer. What have we got? Let's have a look. Enter vehicle. 7,776 kilos. Apparently I don't have it completely completed. I thought that I had enough. So I need another 225 kilos. Let's go and grab another 225. I honestly thought we had enough. That one. That one. That one. No, you can't press them all at once. You've got to do them one at a time. So that you can get them all going. There we go. Now they're working. So another 225 should be enough. Oh, yeah, I must have miscounted or misseen the amount that I was putting in. There's the 225. I'm gonna take a full line all the way down because I want to see what happens to the excess that is still in the combine once we're done. See how the game handles that, because some games get rid of it, some games just leave it there and it's fine. There's all sorts of different ways that the different games handle excess being in a combine. Like in Farmer's Dynasty, if you're unloading the combine, if it's not quite over the trailer, it just disappears. It vanishes completely. If you keep unloading when the trailer has reached full, it vanishes completely. In that respect, Farmer's Dynasty is an extremely unforgiving game. This one just leaves it in there, but we don't actually have to press a button to unload on this one, whereas Farmer's Dynasty you do. You have to physically press a button in order to get it start unloading. We can't just take our tractor and trailer and drive underneath the spout on this one, but in Farmer's Dynasty, no, you can't do that in Farmer's Dynasty either. It doesn't auto-unload in this one. At least not when you're in the tractor. You've got to get in, you've got to physically get out of the tractor and get in the combine, but when you're sat in the combine, it does then auto-unload. Right. We will look at the cruise control again. I'm going to bring this one over here, because this is the task that we need to do, is just to tip this out. Now, we're driving at 25k. 26, 27. I'm going to engage cruise control now, like that. And it's slowing down. And I'm going up a hill here. Is it going to speed up as we come down the hill? It's just down a slight dip here. But no, it's not. It's penalised us by a good 4k for using... We've been penalised for using the cruise control. And it keeps doing that. It does that. It seems... Well, I say it keeps doing it. It seems to do that with everything that we use, which is, again, slightly frustrating. Let's press H and we'll tip that in there. I do really like the whole tipping mechanism and the visual on it as well. This is one thing that I do like on here. It seems to do it more realistically than Farming Simulator does. Just like the way that it does it at the beginning. We've received a new email, and we've completed that one. Right, we need to buy a greenhouse, fill the greenhouse container with granular fertilizer, fill the water tank. So we've got a couple of new jobs that we can do now. This is good. Did it just start raining? Was it thinking about starting raining? I don't really know what it was doing. Right. Well, this is a relief. We've at least got some new stuff to do. So, order completed. Great. You've got enough wheat to fulfill your order. Unfortunately, the order was cancelled at the last minute. The decision to sell the wheat is entirely up to you. Judging from current prices, you won't incur any financial losses, though you have to deliver the wheat to the purchase centre by yourself. Oh, great. Thanks. It is raining. I thought it was going to start raining. I also have some good news for you. The final documents have been signed and the field you've been working on is now officially yours. Congratulations. Check up regularly on the fields you'd like to buy, as some owners may decide to sell them. Oh, so does that mean you can't buy them straight away? You've got to go there at the right time in order to purchase them. That's an interesting mechanic. Frithgar, I think this is a good moment to familiarise yourself with greenhouse farming. Close to your farm there is a greenhouse that's just been put up for sale. Go there, purchase it, and choose one of the available vegetables that can be cultivated in the greenhouse. There are tomatoes, peppers, and cabbages. So, B to purchase and expand. Where is this greenhouse? Here it is. All the way over there. And yes, it is definitely raining now. So we'll go over this way. Ooh, actually, I just want to see what happens when you have... Let's go to this one. Can we combine in the rain? Does it have a mechanic for combining in the rain? Does it tell you that you're not allowed to do it? We've still got that little bit of the field that's left. We've got a little bit of wheat left in this combine. So let's bring this old combine over here. And F for work. R to turn the mechanism on. Really think... I'm not sure why you need R and F to do it. It doesn't really make a huge amount of sense. Lower that one down. You cannot do this work in the rain. Yeah, it just goes straight over it. Okay. We are not allowed to do that in the rain. But R is actually fold the mechanism rather than turn the mechanism on, I think. Be a better way of describing it. Let's go over to our tractor. And we need to now go... Right, I think we're going to need to be getting our water tanker. And we're going to be using that one for taking some water to the greenhouse. The granular fertilizer, I'm not quite sure how that bit's going to work. But we'll see when we get there. So let's go over this way. And all the straw has now gone from that field. Bring this one in here. Oh, I wonder if the hired help is now going to work on the field. I very much doubt it. I was wondering about getting the plough and putting it going on the field with the hired help and see if that would do anything. But I strongly suspect that it's not actually going to let us do anything at all. We stop there, climb out, and I want to go over this way to the greenhouse. We can buy this one by pressing a value 15,000 euros. So let's go there and buy that one with B. There we go. Tomatoes, peppers, or cabbage? I think we'll go for tomatoes. We'll go for a traditional greenhouse crop. It's traditional in my country anyway. There we go. Tomatoes. Ah, very nice. Okay. Right, I'm guessing that means that it's all finished and done. Growth, fertilizing, and water level all on 0. We've got 2 emails. Let's check these emails. Work in greenhouses. The first step in greenhouse cultivation is to select vegetables to be grown. We've done that. In order to get a good harvest, you need to perform certain tasks. Remember to provide water and fertilizer to the appropriate tanks in the greenhouse. Let's start with the fertilizer. You can buy sacks of granular fertilizer from the pallets next to the distinctive turquoise and yellow containers by the sheds. Simply stop near the sacks and make a purchase. Having done that, drive up to the greenhouse container, transfer them to it. Purchase fertilizer sacks with R. K is transfer. A pickup truck or small trailer Metaltech PH4 are excellent for transporting smaller loads. Alright, let's try this with the pickup then. Come out of here, like this, and we will tab, and we will go to our pickup, which is that one. The Mitsubishi L200. Actually, the Mitsubishi L200, I'm pretty sure, is the same pickup that my dad has got. His is green. And it is a twin cab. It doesn't quite look like this, but I'm 90% certain he's actually got a Mitsubishi. I think he's got one. I'm gonna have to find out now. I don't really pay much attention. He's just got a green pickup, and I do drive it an awful lot. And I'm looking at the badge on the front, the Mitsubishi badge on the front. It does look very, very familiar. So I'm fairly sure that is actually the one that he's got. It's just this one looks a little bit shinier and newer. Fertilizer bags. How many do we need? I'm going to buy 5 for 100 euros. There we go. We got 5 bags in the back there. And then I'm going to... I like this. This mechanic I really do like. The fact that it's moving the stuff into the back of the pickup and then you're able to transport it around. So you've actually got a decent use of the pickup. This is a fantastic mechanic. This is absolutely brilliant. I like driving the pickup around as well, as long as you don't have to worry about the cruise control bit. The cruise control bit is the bit that I really don't like, but I may have mentioned that once or twice already. Now, I think we've got to come over to this bin over on this side. There we go. Unload. There. So if I press F and I unload, fertilizer has gone in. I put 5 bags in there. That's 50%. So I'm going to go and get another 5 bags. It's 10 bags we wanted altogether. And we'll do that bit. And then we're going to need water for the other bit. So we'll bring this one through here. The pickup is actually really awesome to drive. This one is actually great fun to drive. But it's this mechanic right here where we can do small bags. There. This is fantastic. Buy that. There we go. Look at that. Another 5 bags in the back. I don't know if it's handling slightly heavier when we've got the bags in the back as well. I don't want to drive into my house. Let's go into the field a minute. I think it's handling slightly heavier with the bags in there. I'm not quite sure, though. That aspect of it I'm not 100% certain of. I guess we'd have to load up some more bags in there and sort of see how it was doing it. But either way, it doesn't really matter. That is a very cool mechanic that we're able to put it into the pickup. I really do like that. So that's something that is definitely in favor of this game. So let's just stop there. Our next task is to fill the water tank. Where are we going to go with that? We need to go, yeah, well, we need to go to this one. Get on to, oh, can we take the water tank? No, I don't think we can take the water bowser using this tractor. Using the pickup, sorry. I think we've got to take the tractor, and the water bowser, actually, it's up there in that shed, isn't it? So if I detach this one here, whoa, okay, slightly crazy for attaching the, detaching the device, and yeah, see, cruise control, I've got the cruise control on, and it's 21k, but it doesn't, there's no way to increase the input speed of the cruise control either. You've got very, very little control over the cruise control. And I've not encountered many games that actually do that. Every game has got some form of input that you can have for cruise control that you can speed it up and slow it down. This one just doesn't seem to have anything at all. I thought I left it here. Where did I leave it then? Well, there's some more there. So there's pallets and places that you can refill with seed and stuff like that all over the map, so it's easy enough to find those. Where on earth did I put that water tanker? I know where I left it. I can remember now. It's over in the shed next to where we did have the combine. That's the shed. It was in our machinery shed next to where we did have the combine. So let's speed up a bit. There, see, 38k if I'm driving myself. And I engage the... Slowing right down now. It's because I'm going around a corner. But even if I just drive in a straight line, it's only going up to about 30k. And it's very, very slow. Not really sure why it does that. It just seems like a really strange thing to put into the game. Forcing, you know, adding in such a penalty for using any form of cruise control. Really does seem like a bizarre thing to add into any kind of game. Oh well, never mind. Let's go back onto this one. I want to hitch on that water bowser there. I'm not sure how much we've got on here. Back a bit more. There we go. Attach device with T. And... oh, I'm just about full. Ideal. Right, so we can run this one straight over to the greenhouse, and we should be able to empty out. There is an ability, there's a thing over there, we can actually wash our tractors and stuff, which might be a better option than just keeping it really, really filthy like this. So when we've filled up the greenhouse, we will go back through with these two, and we will clean them all off. So they're nice and shiny, and they've got no issues whatsoever. We'll just bring this one up to here, and over here, right, work, unload. There we go. R for unload. And 95% water level. You're going to tell me that this isn't complete until it's 100% water level. Fill the water tank. Yes, it is going to tell me that it's got to be 100%. Of course it does. Why would it do anything different? Why would it be easy for us to complete this? So at least it's one trailer of water for one tank on the greenhouse. So it's easy enough to figure that one out. Even we can figure that one. Even I can figure that one out. R for load. So we load that one. I'm going to load it all the way back up because I'll probably want this for something else. And then we can come around here. I don't know if it has a penalty for the weight on this one. Whether there's a... whether it's got a mechanic that it recognizes the weight of it. I know I was just talking about that with the pickup. But the tractor seems to be able to drive along without too much difficulty, whether this one's filled or empty. So I'm not sure if it recognizes weight particularly, but we'll unload that one. So we've got another email, 200 XP, 2 emails even. With loads of emails. Greenhouse crops. You've delivered the fertilizer and water to the greenhouse containers. Now you just wait 3 days until your crops are ready. They will then be gradually transferred to the pallet. You need to collect the crops from the pallet within 3 days, otherwise the vegetables are going to rot away and you'll lose money. Collecting the crops is very simple. All you need to do is stop next to the pallet, load the boxes you'll find onto the pickup. So we use the pickup again for that job. That's really cool. Welcome, Frithgar. You are really doing great. It's time to invest in a chicken coop and get familiar with the chicken breeding process. To start breeding, you will need the appropriate equipment. First, go to the right location at your farm, purchase and build a chicken coop. We can do that. Even I can cope with that, so let's go into the pickup. We'll use the pickup for this job. I'm actually going to fast forward time again because it's hoofing it down with rain, and I don't like it hoofing it down with rain. I want some sunshine. So we'll do that first. We get some fast forwarding of the time going on while I do donuts in our field. There we go. Right. I'm bored with doing donuts now. Where's our tractor? Can we put hired help going in this field yet? Oh, there we go. We got sunshine. Sunshine and daisies and happiness. It's wonderful. Just going to do that, and I'm going to go back to this tractor over here. And I did say that we were going to clean this one. So if we go, I want to head over this way because the plow is over this way as well. So I will run this one into the shed where we can clean off the tractor, and we'll take a look at that mechanic a minute. And then I'll get the plow and I'll bring it back out to this field, and we will see if we're able to actually use the hired help now that we've finished doing that other job. I'm wondering if it's because we were in the middle of doing that job that it was stopping us from doing it. It may have, it may not have, I'm not quite sure. So I'll bring this one in here. There we go, hand wash. Right, F work. Is that working? What's working? Oh. I'm just chucking water out onto the ground at the moment. That wasn't quite what I intended to do. So let's come around this side, and we'll go over to this one. Here we go. Selling of machine. Turn on the washer. F. I see. You've received a new email. We got to do it ourselves. Oh, okay. This. Here we go. Well, oh, it looks like I've cleaned the tractor. We come out to this one. Is that one cleaning? Yep, that one's cleaning. Ah, there we go. It'd be a bit more beside it. The camera's doing that thing again. Bring that one round there. Okay, that's actually really cool. So we've cleaned that. The device has been cleaned. Water has been cleaned. Oh, Delphin water. The Sipma WA600 Delphin water. Turn off the washer. Like that. And then I can go back to the tractor. If I can get close enough to it. There we go, enter vehicle. Right. Now we've got nice clean machines. Much better. It's looking a lot better. I've also had an email, so I'm just going to check my emails a minute. Hand wash. You have started the hand wash for the first time, so here are your instructions. Boom activation. Oh, I know. You press the mouse button. Right. Anyway, let's bring this one. We'll put this one back in here. I want to go and get the plow, and I just want to see if I'm able to use the hired help yet. We had email to say that we could use hired help, and we have not yet been able to do it. So I think at the moment it was lying to us. I'm hoping that now we'll be able to. We can go over here. There is a plow that I left next to this field over here because I couldn't buy this field, and I thought maybe we had to buy this field in order to do it. So we'll see. We need to go and get the chicken coop, and then we need to buy a chicken coop. We need to go near to the chicken coop. Then we need to buy one, and then we need to that one there. Attach. Oh, yep, it did auto lift. And then when we've bought the chicken coop, we then need to buy some chicks. Buy 5 chicks as well. We're probably going to have to go and get chicken food. Put that going, but we'll worry about that another time. Right, I need to move the device. I don't want to move the device down. I've got to be stopped in order to fold it, by the look of it. I want to fold it. Detach. It won't let me fold it, or all I can do is move the device down. So I guess I got to move the device down, then move the device up, and then it will let me fold it. Detach. Oh, there we go. Now I got the fold option. That's what I wanted, because I wanted to rotate the plow. So I want it on this side, like that, and then I can unfold again and do it like that. There we go. Now we're making some progress, and then I want to come up to here on this edge of the field like this. It's saying plowed. Move the device down. That one. Here we go. And then I want to move forward. So I'm starting some plowing. And do I have any kind of hired help? I'm pressing H. H was hired help. No, we don't. Okay, it doesn't work. Let's go to this one. Hired help does not work, at least not on this map. So we have to go to free farming in order to get that, which means that once we've done a little bit of messing around with chickens and stuff like that, we are almost certainly going to exit this game, and we're going to go to one that actually works the way we want it to. Now, what do we need here? We're going to go to... you've received an email. It's probably to tell me how to buy it. Let's go there. Purchase of chicken coop. If you have enough money, build your first chicken coop. You have reached the right place to build a chicken coop. The construction of a chicken coop is the first step. The next step will be to buy the chickens. The chicks. Whatever you want to call them. Come out of here. We've got 35,000 euros, and it costs 5,000 to buy the chicken coop. So we press B. Oh. Ah, I see. There, we could just buy it like that. Upgrade level 1. There we go. Oop. Not letting me watch. There we go. Now we can watch. And there is our chicken coop. It's looking pretty good, actually. That's not bad at all. That looks quite nice. Right, so we got chicks, chickens, and old chickens in here. I'm guessing old chickens don't lay as many eggs, or don't lay any eggs at all. I need to buy animals now, so if I go... No. Yeah, I want to buy animals. Oh, I see. You just press I and it buys, and then you can see over there with chicks, it's saying that they're bought. So we had to buy 5 of them to go in there. We could buy more than that if we wanted. We've got more emails. Let's see what they say. Egg-laying hens. As you've noticed, some chicks have appeared in the chicken coop. They are too young to produce eggs. 2 days have to pass before they grow up to become laying hens. After this time, they produce eggs for another 8 days. The eggs will be stored on a pallet. You have to collect them and sell them at one of the available purchase centres or move them to the nearest egg storage. If you don't do this, they will expire and you will start to gradually lose them. After 10 days, the chickens will only be good for selling, and after 11 days, they will die. You can sell chickens at any stage of their growth using the agricultural produce sale application on your tablet. This is how you make money with chicken breeding. Okay, that seems pretty good. Soil types. It is time to work on your field cultivation skills. You have become familiar with cereal crops, but some fields are adapted for the cultivation of root crops. You can plant potatoes in such soil. Working in the fields, you have dealt with soil adapted for cultivation of cereals. Just plough the field, then sow or plant the selected plants. Go to the designated place. I have more information for you concerning soils. Right. If you're going to be asking me to plough another field on my own without any hired help, I'm going to refuse. I'm absolutely going to refuse. I'm going to also buy some more chickens. I'm going to have 10 chickens. Being a rebel. Buying a whole load more. And we can also upgrade this one for 10 grand. I'm not going to upgrade it, though. I'm going to leave it at that. If we're going to the next field, I suspect that we're going to need this one. I will take the plough with me, just in case. Let's have a look at the map. See where we got to go. Oh, it's only over to field 4. Oh! I tried to buy field 4. This might be why it didn't want me to buy field 4. Because it's part of the quests. And that field there is part of the quest, which might be why it's not allowing us to buy that field either. But I got a horrible feeling he's going to ask me to plough this field. And if he does, and I've got to do it without any hired help assistance, we will say fairly well for today's episode, and then we will start on free farming mode in our next episode so that we can use hired help, because otherwise it's going to be ridiculous. Right, so we go in here, we got more information regarding soils. Soil cultivation. This is a potato field. You probably noticed it has been ploughed, has it? Now I would like you to get familiar with a new device. It will let you improve soil fertility, making your field more productive. The device is the Akpil Rylek 3 Cultivator. How does a cultivator improve soil fertility? First, connect the cultivator to the rear coupling point of the tractor in the same way as other devices fit onto the rear, and if you don't have this cultivator, simply buy it. You can buy this device using the shop application on your tablet. Just remember the cost will be 20% greater. Let's come out of there. Right. I need the cultivator. I don't think I have said cultivator. So we're going to need to buy one. So let me just detach rear device. Let's drop you down there. Perfect. And where can I find a cultivator? I look in here. This is different machines. That is a bale fork. That is a galucho. That would be a front loader. Small front bucket. There is a plow. That is my pickup over there. And then over here, I've got 2 more machines. I've got that one and I've got the orchard sprayer. And I'm looking around and I don't see any other machines on the map. So we're going to have to drive all the way up to the shop so we can get the next cultivator, which is an awful long trip to take. And also, what is the... I press V, and I can go to Vehicle Store here, Cultivation, and it's not those. This one here, isn't it? That one right there. Maximum work area, 6 meters. The 6 meters, that's not bad, actually. That is reasonably wide. Right, 6,000 euros to buy there. If I go and buy somewhere, if I go up to the shop, it's actually a bit cheaper. It will do. Right, okay, we're going to head towards the shop and we're going to see what we can do. But I'm looking at the time and I'm thinking that we have actually run out of time for today's episode. So it would be better if we were to continue on with this next week. At the moment, I think we'll be alright to continue doing it. But I don't want to be spending loads of time just working on really dull, tedious tasks in the fields. I'd like to be able to do more around the map. So I may very well just abandon this for next week and start doing the free farming. Not quite sure where I'm going to go free farming, though. I'm not quite sure what country. So if you'd like to have a say in that, head into the comment section down below and just let us know what country you'd like me to try farming in. Would you like me to try doing some rice farming in Japan, I think we go to, and then there's also grapes or something like that. I think we go to the vineyards and things. That could be quite interesting. I'm not quite sure how that mechanic works or how it does it. So we could go and do that, or I could just go for another map similar to this. There's the German map that we can take a look at. So we got a few different options for farming. Which one would you like me to do next week if I decide to do one of those rather than coming back here to this map that's giving us all of the basic instructions? And I'm now completely lost. I need to go this way. Yeah, I'll keep going. But anyway, so let me know what you'd like me to try doing next week, which country you'd like me to go to, and what crops you'd like me to take a look at, and I will see what I can do ready for next week. If you enjoyed this episode, then please head down below and give us a like, and if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me, get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.